the accusations. The second that more and more of these things, as I said, metastasized and turned into fodder for the media, or once that happened, I lost then.
Welcome back to Wake Up America. I'm Melissa Maloney. Actor Johnny Depp on the stand again in his defamation trial against ex-wife Amber Heard, day 2. Now, Depp detailing his stormy relationship with Heard and how it may have cost him his career. Joining us now to discuss is clinical psychologist Dr. Katherine Coleman and celebrity lawyer and partner of Walzer Melcher, Chris Melcher. Welcome back to Wake Up America. Thank you so much.
Good morning.
Good morning. Dr. Coleman, I want to start with you. What do you make of Depp's second day on the stand? Again, very emotional. We saw some photos of when she allegedly threw a vodka bottle at him.
It was a really interesting day to see Johnny Depp on the stand, and he really detailed a lot of what happened in their relationship. And some of the things that stuck out to me, the fact that Heard withheld medication from him. And probably the most crucial piece of evidence that was shared, in my opinion, was the tape where she was overheard saying, "I'm not punching you, I'm just hitting you." And so Amber Heard, from what we've seen so far, it looks like she's engaged in such emotional abuse at a minimum. Sounds like she's admitted to physical abuse, typical gaslighting behaviors, very manipulative, really just a tumultuous relationship. I think that we have, as I mentioned yesterday, this tendency to believe that it's just women who are victims of this. And in this case, it looks like Johnny Depp really was in the seat here as the victim, at least based on what we've seen so far.
Yeah, Chris, as Dr. Coleman just mentioned, there was that tape of her saying, I'm not punching you or I'm hitting you. So that had to be obviously damning for her.
Well, absolutely. Johnny's done a great job yesterday establishing that he's been the victim of physical abuse. So it wasn't just the emotional kind of stuff that happens in these relationships. She threw a bottle at him, severed his finger, put out a cigarette on his face. He has photographs of these things, punched him, also photograph of a bruise. So she would have gone to jail for this had he reported, but there is this cycle of violence where an abused partner will cover up and not go to court. So he has done a great job yesterday establishing that he was the victim.
Yeah, Dr. Coleman, I was watching some coverage of it yesterday, and some attorneys and psychologists saying, well, let's not forget that he is an actor, so he does know, how to say things and how to invoke emotion. Do you think that with all of these allegations, is he believable?
I believe him. I tend to give people the benefit of the doubt anyway, because that's just kind of who I am. But just because he's an actor doesn't give him the right to lie on the stand, right? Mm-hmm. I think the fact that he is sworn in, we should be taking what he's saying as truth. Now, the question I have is, of course, is that the recordings that we heard yesterday were recordings that he had recorded himself. And so is this, just an opportunity for him to showcase a little bit that particularly favors him? I think that's possible. I'm really interested to hear if and when Amber Heard testifies to see, really what her response is to all of this, and to see more of the cross-examination today.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris, Amber Heard, everybody's been watching Johnny Depp, but the other thing people have been watching is Amber, because they have that 2 shot. So they see him testifying, but then that camera is on her. And she basically is showing very little emotion, staring directly in the camera. How do you think that she's being perceived? Do you think that she's obviously been talking to her attorneys on how to react, how not to react? Because I can imagine that's very difficult for anyone.
That's right, Allison. It's very, very difficult because the camera's on her. She's not supposed to react. It's not her time to say anything. And you could see at times she looks tearful, or she's like maybe about to cry. Her look at the beginning of the case was much harder with her hair back, and her makeup, made her look kind of more, it wasn't a soft look. So she did soften herself up yesterday. She definitely will get on the stand, but it's not just his word. We have photographs and recordings that it's going to be very difficult for her to explain.
Yeah, Dr. Coleman, Depp even talked a lot about his substance abuse in his chaotic childhood, even going into detail about detox and what that was. Is this too much information for him to share, you think?
I don't know. I think that what it does is that it definitely humanizes him. And I'm guessing the jury that's going to be helpful for him in this case with the judge and ultimately with the decision that they make. But he wants to appear as more than just this strong, manly celebrity. And he wants to appear as a victim. And so I think sharing his history with his mom, his substance abuse, the trials and tribulations of his relationship really helped to do that.
Yeah, and I think we'll all be seeing what happens when Amber Heard attorney does start to ask Depp questions. Thank you so much, Dr. Coleman and Chris Melcher. We appreciate it.